Good afternoon. Today is Thursday, December the 21st, 2017, and we are in Tarpon Springs. And today we're going to be filming the Tarpon Springs Sanitary Sewer Expansion Project Phase 3. And the project manager for this project is Jeff Stevenson with MTM Contractors, Inc. And we're going to begin filming on Court Street, and then we'll work our way through the project site. Thanks. Alright, so now we'll begin filming Court Street. We are traveling westbound facing to the south. And so you can see the street sign there, fire hydrant, and the sidewalk. So this is 1122 Court Street. You can see the sidewalk and the curb. The sidewalk looks to be in okay condition. The curb itself is already cracked. Stepping stones all look to be pretty good. There is a electric pole number 8180405, which looks to be in good shape. And there is a section below that tree of the sidewalk that is uneven. Sidewalk looks to be in good shape. The curb looks to be in okay shape. And we're at the next house, 1118 Court Street, again on the southbound side, or the south side of the road. Sidewalk here, you can see a crack in that one panel. Crack there in the curb, chunk of concrete. And then the driveway here at 1118 is also cracked. So you can see a couple cracks there next to the cars, a crack here at the base. Curb otherwise looks to be in okay shape. I do see some more cracking there in the curb. Coming up on another electric pole, 8180418. Looks to be in pretty good shape. You can see some overgrowth there on the sidewalk itself. A lot of traffic marks there in the right-of-way between the curb and the sidewalk. Sidewalk does have some grass growing between a couple of the joints. And asphalt is cracked in front of this house as well. There's some cracking in the driveway. Again, we are traveling to the west. See some spray paint on the sidewalk mill limit. The next driveway here looks to be in pretty good shape. I don't see any cracking. Sidewalk is cracked. Several cracks on the sidewalk in front of that house. The asphalt's also cracked. And the curb looks to be in fairly good shape, and that's 1112 Court Street. Continuing to the next house, 1110. You can see the driveway there does have a few scrapes. Sidewalk looks to be in pretty good shape. You can see there the sidewalk does end. There's some disjointed asphalt. It's definitely cracked. The driveway there is cracked. Asphalt in front of the driveway is cracked. And that was 1110 Court Street. Another electric pole there, 1110 on it, no TCO number. The sidewalk is unlevel, there's grass growing in the joints. Asphalt in front of the house is also cracked. Curb looks to be in okay condition. This is 1108 Court Street. Several cracks in the driveway here. The sidewalk looks to be in pretty good shape. The road itself does have cracks throughout, and there's a electric pole 1108 on it. Looks to be in pretty good shape. The sidewalk through here is heavily weathered. A lot of overgrowth, grass growing throughout the sidewalk here. Coming up on the next driveway, and this driveway is heavily cracked. The curb looks to be in okay shape. The sidewalk is cracked as well, and these yards through here are also overgrown. Number on this pole 1106. Asphalt road is cracked. The curb looks to be in okay condition, and the sidewalk right through here looks to be in okay condition. And then we're coming up here on Japanica. So we're at the intersection of Court and Japanica. We're going to go ahead and travel across this intersection. You can see the brick driveway there for that last house here on Court Street, which there's grass throughout. And then we're coming up on what looks to be somewhat of a daycare center. So you see the spray paint there on the concrete. We are on Court and Japanica, traveling to the west. The asphalt is cracked throughout here. Sidewalk looks to be in okay condition. You can see the water utility there, as well as the utility box. Coming up on another Tico pole. That one just has VZ1117 on it. It is in good shape. Sidewalk appears to be in good condition. The roadway is cracked. The asphalt's cracked. The curb does have some cracking as well. Sidewalk through here is in good shape. Asphalt is heavily cracked. You can see the green fence on the back side of the sidewalk is in good shape, as well as the trees through here. There's a big scrape, couple of scrapes, and a large crack there on the sidewalk. Another spray paint mark mill limit. FM valve cap marks there. Continuing, the sidewalk does have a few cracks. There's a new fence on the back side of it, which looks like it's in good shape. All of these sidewalks in good shape. The asphalt is cracked. The fence is in good shape as well. Coming to a new section of fence here, which does have a lot of vine overgrowth on it. You can see the utility box there, uneven. Coming up on a driveway for a car lot. And there's a light pole there on the corner, which is in good shape. It's a concrete light pole. The curb through here is cracked. The driveway itself does have some scrapes and some paint on it. And the curb looks to be in okay shape, a few scrapes and nicks on it as well. Sidewalk there looks to be in pretty good shape. It is leaning down. There's a few cracks, and you can see that large lift at the base of that tree. There's a large scrape out of the concrete as well, of the sidewalk. The curb here is covered in dirt. And then you'll see a grate coming up right here, which is overgrown. There's dirt and grass growing in it. Sidewalk throughout this section is very unlevel. Several lifts throughout. Asphalt through this section is also cracked. Curb through here is cracked and scraped. Coming up on a few more electric poles, and where the sidewalk does cross the road. Sidewalk's in okay condition. The electric poles, you can see there's already a section that looks like it's been scraped. The piece of wood's actually hanging off. And then we're coming here to the intersection of Highway 19 and Court. So you can see there's already a dip in the road where that cone is, and the asphalt is heavily cracked. And so we'll go ahead and pause while we go ahead and turn around. So now we're going to begin filming the north side of Court Street. We're going to be traveling eastbound. So we are at the intersection here of Highway 19 and Court Street. And we'll go ahead and we'll begin filming, again, traveling to the east. So you can see the first building we'll come on here is CVS Pharmacy. So here's the right-of-way in front of the building and the sidewalk in front of the building. The sidewalk does already have some cracking, and there is a drain here, the edges of which are already cracked, and the curb, the beginning of the curb, is already cracked. The sidewalk through here looks to be in pretty good shape. The asphalt is in okay shape, does have some scrapes. You can see CVS parking lot there in the background. The exit sign for CVS is in good condition, as well as the stop sign facing to the north. The other one you can see is tilted backwards. The driveway for CVS is already cracked. You can see a few cracks there in the concrete. The inner sign looks to be in good condition, as well as this drainage grate. It's also cracked several places on that apron. So continuing here, the sidewalk is also cracked. And then if you look at the base of this tree, that piece of sidewalk, as well as the one to the right of it, is lifted. So it's very uneven there. I'm coming up on another electric pole. That one has the numbers 096162 048625. It does look to be in good shape. And there is some cracking on the concrete panels below it, as well as to the right. Below this tree, there's also, looks like a panel that's been replaced. Some scraping on those panels, as well as a large crack in the one beside it. The asphalt through here has a few cracked areas. Another electric pole, 7347469, which is in good shape. And it looks like the CVS building as well is in pretty good shape as far as we can tell. So coming up on the apron, the second apron for CVS Pharmacy, few cracks, several cracks in this concrete apron, as well as in the adjoining sidewalk there. Some spray paint here on the asphalt with a mil limit, spray painted there in orange, and more cracking here on that CVS apron. The roadway itself looks to be in okay shape. There are some cracks in the asphalt. And the sidewalk coming through this section does have some scrapes on the edges. Another mil limit spray painted there on the sidewalk, or on the asphalt. This sidewalk through here looks to be in good shape. The edges do have some scraping. Overall, the sidewalk looks to be in pretty good shape. It does look a little unlevel, tilting a bit to the south. And then we're coming to the end of the sidewalk here. Asphalt throughout this section is heavily cracked. The curb is hard to see through this area, as most of it is overgrown. It does have overgrown grass and debris. The fence on the other side of the road here, or on this side of the road, looks to be in pretty good shape. Does have some vines growing on it. This area of right-of-way is heavily overgrown. We're coming up on the intersection of Japanica and Court Street once again. The asphalt through here is heavily cracked. So we're going to cross over Japanica, so you can see in the background there, that is Tarpon Avenue. So we're crossing Japanica here. And you can see the beginning of that sidewalk, which does have some weathering, but otherwise it looks to be in pretty good shape. And coming up upon another electric pole, which also looks to be in pretty good shape. A couple cars up here on the concrete, or on the right of way. And that was 1101 Court Street, the house that we did just pass. So you can see the sidewalk through here is not exactly level, and it is heavily weathered. The curb looks to be in pretty good shape. The asphalt looks to be in pretty good shape. And they are painting this house here. So the driveway through here you can see is already cracked, and this is 1103 Court Street. So that driveway is cracked several places. Sidewalk through here looks to be in okay shape. Definitely has some weathering and some cracks on it. And the curb looks to be in pretty good condition. This next house here, you can see the driveway is heavily cracked as well. And the overgrown on the sidewalk, the overgrowth on the sidewalk. And that electric pole looks to be in okay shape. And that tree behind the electric pole is already dead, as well as this tree to the right of it. Well, it looks like it may barely be hanging on. We're at 1111 Court Street. So you can see the overgrowth there in the sidewalk. The driveway does have some scraping on it. Lots of scraping here on the concrete driveway. And then you can see the brick area that's exposed. The sidewalk does take a rapid rise there and has some scraping. Asphalt throughout this section is heavily cracked. There's actually a hole here. There is some scraping on this next driveway as well as some cracking. You can see the sidewalk through there does have grass between the joints, and this is at 1115 Court Street. Sidewalk painted mill limit mark. The curb does have some cracking, but overall it looks to be in pretty good shape. Coming up on another electric pole here, 1117 marked on that pole. Looks to be in good shape. You can see the concrete sidewalk there. Large divot in that section. Some heavy cracking here in front of this house on this driveway, as well as the sidewalk areas. And this is 1117 Court Street. Those exposed sprinkler heads as well. Curb throughout here looks to be in good shape. The asphalt itself does have some patchwork, but overall is in good shape. You can see the secondary gravel driveway. And then the sidewalk coming up here, heavily overgrown. There is some cracking. And this is 1121 Court Street. Curb does have a little bit of cracking on it, but overall it's in pretty good condition. You can see the driveway there does have, looks like a few concrete divots and some scraping. The sidewalk is uneven, and there is a little bit of grass growing in a few sections. And we are coming here to the intersection of Jasmine and Court Street. And so that's going to end our filming of Court Street itself. And then we'll move to the next street over. We'll go ahead and pause here. So now we are facing to the west on Lemon Street. So we're at the intersection of Lemon and Jasmine. And we're gonna film the southbound side of the road, again facing to the west. So there's a little bit of a hill to start this road. So you can see the sidewalk there. It does have some scrapes. There is some tree roots growing between the sidewalk and the road, as well as a huge couple of cracks on the sidewalk that are existing. This is 1122 Lemon. And the sidewalk, you can see it does look like there is a large crack there near the side, or goodness, the driveway. There's a large crack near the sidewalk. We're coming up on 1118 Lemon Avenue. Sidewalk looks to be in okay condition through here. The asphalt itself does have some cracking. Driveway looks to be in okay shape. Looks like there are a couple existing cracks past the sidewalk. The sidewalk through here looks to be in okay condition as well. The asphalt is already cracked, and there is an electric pole here that is, it has existing vines. The sidewalk area itself is overgrown as well, and this is 1116 Lemon Avenue. There's a crack there in the driveway, several cracks there in the driveway. And you can see the sidewalk there is a bit overgrown. And we're coming up on 1114 Lemon Avenue. You can see on the sidewalk there's some sand. The driveway itself looks like it is in pretty good shape. The sidewalk does have some cracking. Coming up here, you'll be able to see a couple of manhole bases. Some cracking in the asphalt, some cracking at the bottom of those bases. The sidewalk there is a little bit uneven, but overall it's in pretty good condition. And this is 1112 Lemon Avenue. Some cracking here in the asphalt. The driveway in front of 1112 Lemon Avenue is cracked as well. Sidewalk looks to be in okay shape. You can see that utility box is cracked. The base looks to be pulled out of the hole. Another electric pole, 1110 on that pole, which is in okay shape. A few cracks in that driveway there, some scrapes. This is 1110 Lemon Avenue. Looks like a fairly new section of sidewalk there. And there are a few lips you can see in the sidewalk itself. The curb looks to be in pretty good shape. The asphalt currently is in good shape. A few cracks there in the sidewalk. This is 1108 Lemon Avenue. Again, traveling to the west. You can see the mailbox does have a few nicks already in it on the base and as well as on the bottom layer. Several cracks here in this driveway as well. Coming up on, looks like manhole 9, you can see coming into the frame. Some cracks here on this sidewalk as well. And this is 1106 Lemon Avenue. Sidewalk is, well, it looks to be in pretty good shape. The driveway is cracked all the way across, you can see there. Coming up on another electric pole, 1108 on there. You can see the base there is a bit of a utility box, which looks to be in okay shape. And the sidewalk through here looks to be in okay condition as well. This is 1104 Lemon Avenue. Sidewalk looks to be in okay shape. The grass is heavily overgrown here. And we're coming up on Japanica. So you can see there is the drain here, which looks to be okay. Sidewalk looks to be okay, and you can see the fire some scrapes there on the concrete as well, and some patches there in the asphalt. So we're going to cross Japanica. crossing over Japanica on Lemon Street. So you can see there is a Tico pole there, which looks to be in good shape. The concrete right below it, behind it on the sidewalk, is cracked and lifted. Several cracks here. This driveway, you can see the apron is cracked as well as the driveway throughout it. And this is 1020 Lemon. Sidewalk through here is cracked as well. You can see the mailboxes look to be in pretty good condition. The sidewalk looks to be in okay shape. I do see a few cracks in it. You can see some rather large cracks. Coming up on another electric pole. This one is bent to the left, which is going to be to the east. Some cracking here on the sidewalk. Chips out of the sidewalk as well. This driveway apron is heavily cracked. The asphalt is heavily cracked. See 1016 Lemon Avenue, units A through D. Sidewalk is heavily cracked, as well as this little drive area where the asphalt is, as well as where the gravel is. So here's another apron, which is the asphalt's cracked. The curb through here looks to be in fairly good shape. So you can see now we're in front of an empty lot. And the asphalt through this section does have a little bit of cracking. See another manhole structure. And then we're coming up on another electric pole. The number on that pole is 096-170-0485 are the numbers that are legible there. 048589 are the numbers legible on that pole. You can see the fire hydrant there as well as a utility box. The sidewalk looks to be in okay shape, and then we're beginning to have the apron here for this business. So the apron itself does have a little bit of cracking, but overall it's in good shape. The sidewalk, you can start to see there, does have heavy cracking. The curb through here is also cracked. So there's scraping, cracking on both the sidewalk and the curb. This right-of-way area is very sandy, does have tire marks throughout it. Coming up on a water utility, you can see there, the sidewalk surrounding the box is actually unlevel. Coming up on another electric pole here, as well as a couple utility boxes, which all look to be in okay shape. There is a little bit of concrete at the base, which is cracked. Street sign there down, as well as a one-way sign which is up. Here's the other apron driveway. The curb is cracked. The apron itself looks to be in okay shape, picking back up with the sidewalk. Sidewalk itself looks to be in okay shape. There is an area that's lifted in front of that palm tree. And we're coming up here to Highway 19. So we do have another electric pole as well as the joining of the sidewalks here. So you can see all the sand. The electric pole does have a number on it, a TICO number. All that I see currently are 103A. That's the only sticker on there. Sidewalk itself looks to be in good shape. You can see a few of those stabilizers look to be loose. And then coming up here to Highway 19. So we'll go ahead and we'll turn around and we'll film the other side here of Lemon Avenue. So now we are facing north, traveling to the east, so eastbound here on Lemon Avenue. And we're right in front of Exotic Motors, where Lemon Avenue and Highway 19 meet. So we'll go ahead and we'll proceed here to the east so we can see there is a drain there. Looks like the concrete is already scraped. The sidewalk does have a few scrapes as well. So you can see exotic motor cars there in the background. The sidewalk does have some chipping. The curb looks to be in okay shape, and then there is an area where you can tell people park. It's very sandy with tire tracks throughout it. The sidewalk here looks to be in okay shape. There's a lot of tire rub and scrapes there on the edge. Coming up here on another electric pole, which looks to be in good shape. 2159 are the numbers I see there. You can see that area, sandy area between the sidewalk and the curb. Here is the apron into the back of exotic cars. So you can see where the sidewalk meets the asphalt is, there's a lift. And it is scraped here where the asphalt picks back up with the sidewalk. And that fence you can see is already pushed in, that first panel, as well as some more sandy area where people do park. Sidewalk looks to be in okay shape. The curb through this section looks to be in good shape, as well as the asphalt roadway. A few scrapes here and there. Another spray paint mill limit sign coming up. And this is 1011 Lemon Avenue. Looks like Garnin Management is the name on that building there. You can see the crack in the asphalt, the crack in the sidewalk on both sides here of the driveway. So the driveway is cracked as well as the sidewalk on both sides. Sidewalk also looks heavily weathered. A few scrapes here in the curb. A few scrapes here on the edge of the sidewalk as well. And then we're coming up on our Club Early Learning Academy. So here's the sidewalk just before the exit driveway. You can see a rather large piece of concrete missing, as well as a large crack just before the driveway. Driveway itself looks to be in okay condition here. The curb is cracked. You can see that do not enter sign already pushed over to the right, which is going to be to the east. Their mailbox is in good shape. A few scrapes here on the edges of the sidewalk, and a few unlevel panels. Overall does look to be in pretty good shape, as well as the curb through here looks to be in pretty good shape. So again, we are continuing to the east here on Lemon Street, facing to the north. So you can see in front of that tree there's an area of lifted sidewalk. And we're coming up on Japanica. So we're at Japanica, the intersection of Japanica and Lemon. So you can see the sidewalk through here is already scraped, does have some cracks, especially on the edges where the sidewalk meets the curb. You can see several cracks there. The roadway looks to be in pretty good shape. You can see that fence is already a little uneven, as well as the gate. Stop sign is in okay condition there. And there is a storm drain, which does have some existing cracking. This fence looks to be in pretty good shape. It is heavily overgrown, does have no trespassing signs on it. Curb looks to be in pretty good shape. You can see the sidewalk is beginning again. Looks to be in good shape. There is a driveway there, some cracking here on the sidewalk. This is 1105 Lemon Avenue. So you can see sidewalk for the most part's in good shape, a few cracks, and the driveway itself has several cracks in it. There is a retaining wall separating these two properties. Looks like it is already leaning. There's electric pole 814-1647. Sidewalk in front of 1107 Lemon is already cracked. You can see there. Sidewalk itself does have some cracking as well. The curb looks to be in fairly good shape. And then the asphalt through here does have some cracking as well. Coming up on the next electric pole, 814-1646, and that's a Tico pole. Marked utility there, marked water utility box. And this is 1109 Lemon. Sidewalk here looks to be in okay shape. The driveway is cracked. And there's some paint missing here on their mailbox, which also appears to be leaning a little bit slightly to the west. You can see the utility flags throughout this section. Sidewalk looks to be in okay shape. Tico pole 814-1645 looks to be in good shape. You can see the driveway here for 1111 Lemon is cracked. You can see there is actually a big piece that's protruding up there in front of the tree. And there's a pile here of concrete pieces. The sidewalk throughout there is very unlevel and does have some scraping. Coming up on another electric pole. This one does not have a number. Sidewalk around it looks to be in pretty good shape. And we are at the next house, 1113 Lemon. You can see cracking in the driveway, so existing cracking there. Sidewalk does look to be in okay shape. Some scrapes here on the edges. And then you can see more scraping here in front of 1112 Lemon Avenue. Sidewalk there also has some cracks all the way across. Given 1121 Lemon Avenue. And then the sidewalk there, the edges are all overgrown. You can see there is a piece, looks like it might have been cut out of the sidewalk. So there's a round section missing. And you can also see in front of that pink house there, that retaining wall is already cracked. So it does have several existing cracks. Some cracking here in the sidewalk. And we're coming here to the edge of Lemon, or the intersection of Lemon and Jasmine Street. So we're at 1123 Lemon. Some scraping here on the sidewalk. And the driveway itself, you can see, looks like it's been patched a few times, but overall looks to be in okay condition. The curb itself also has some cracking. So we are at the intersection again here of Jasmine and Lemon Avenue. We'll go ahead and stop as we move to the next streets. Now we are at the intersection of Jasmine and Boyer Street. Again, we're going to be traveling to the west, facing to the south. And so we are again on the intersection of Boyer and Jasmine, and we'll continue on towards the west. The sidewalk here looks to be in pretty good shape, looks fairly new or well kept. And this is 1124 Boyer Street. You can see some heavy cracking there in the sidewalk itself. The utility boxes look to be in good shape, the water box. It looks like this driveway might be fairly new, however there is some cracking in it, as well as some cracking on the walkway up to the door here at 1124. That wall, you can see the retaining wall is falling apart. Several pieces are already off of it. And we're going to come up here to another electric pole. These mailboxes, the rock one is already missing some rock. Electric pole 1124 marked on it. Driveway here looks to be in pretty good shape. A few small cracks on the left side. Several cracks here on the right side. Look like they may have tried to be filled. Sidewalk looks to be in pretty good shape. The curb does have a little bit of cracking in it. You can see the water utility box there in good shape. Asphalt looks to be in pretty good shape here. Coming up on 1116 Boyer. Looks like part of this driveway has also been replaced and the asphalt patched in front of it. There is a little bit of areas of cracking in the curb as well as where the driveway meets the curb. Sidewalk looks to be in pretty good shape. Doing our best to work around these cars here. Some scraping here on the edges of the sidewalk. And this is 1114 Boyer. Some scraping on the curb itself. Some scraping on the sidewalk. The driveway is cracked as well. Some cracking here in the sidewalk. The asphalt looks like it might have been patched at some point as well. There's a small area of fence with a section missing. And that Randy Wilson sign there. Sidewalk looks to be in okay shape. See that sewer manhole in the street. Yeah, sidewalk does have a little bit of scraping on the edges, but otherwise it's in okay condition there. Coming up on the next electric pole, 1112 marked on it, as well as utility at the base. Now I do want to note that right here the asphalt has been removed. So until we note that the asphalt is removed on this section of roadway. So now we're at 1112 Boyer. Sidewalk here looks to be in good shape, looks to be relatively new. There is a section there you can see a crack as well as a small lift. And then as we get closer to the driveway, there's another section there you can see it's cracked and it's already falling. Driveway looks to be fairly new, does have some cracking where the sidewalk goes through. The apron looks to be okay, the asphalt apron. And we're at 1112. Mailbox looks to be in okay shape, a little paint missing there at the base. Next electric pole, 1108. Again, this is Boyer Street traveling to the west. You can see the milling that's been done. Sidewalk itself looks to be in okay shape. Does look to have a few places where it is unlevel, and there's some overgrowth between a few of the cracks. The mailbox here is in good shape. The driveway, the apron does have a little bit of concrete missing where it meets the curb. Otherwise looks to be in good shape. A few scrapes and grass growing in those cracks there. Sidewalk through here is a bit overgrown. You can see those utility boxes, everything is in good shape there. Several utility flags here. You can see the wooden ties marking the edge of the road. All of those look to be rotted, heavy cracking. Through there you can see the metal fascia turned up. Driveway here at 1100 Boyer is cracked. Does have a crack there. and you can see a bit of a hump here. This area of sidewalk has a lot of overgrowth through each of those joints and is heavily painted. So you're looking down now Japanica, so you can see that the asphalt's already been removed from this area as well. With the road closed signs and detour signs. So there is another TCO pole marked 2675850, which looks to be in good shape at the intersection here of Boyer and Japanica. So we did just cross that intersection. There's a lot of overgrowth here on this corner. (1020) Boyer is this house. So the asphalt itself, the driveway looks to be in good shape. The mailbox is already messed up, pushed over. Sidewalk itself looks to be in okay shape, does have some cracks as well as some grass growing through those cracks. So all of this, the asphalt has been removed. The concrete itself for the sidewalk looks to be in okay shape, several areas of overgrowth, and we're going to go ahead and we're coming back on the roadway that has, the asphalt is here. So we are on that section now, which there are a few existing cracks. The sidewalk looks to be in okay shape, does have some overgrowth between several of the cracks. Overall looks to be in good shape. This is an empty lot here. Some spray painting on the sidewalk. And the asphalt is cracked as well. Curb looks to be in good shape through here. The asphalt's cracked. A few cracks and a lot of overgrowth on that sidewalk. Another electric pole here does not have any visible numbers on it. A couple mailboxes. You can see this driveway is kind of patchwork asphalt. So not a true driveway here. Curb looks to be in pretty good shape. You can see a few small cracks. And this is the Lake Tarpon Church of Christ. It's a little bit of their parking area. Curb does have a few cracks in it. Sidewalk in front of the building looks to be in pretty good shape. Did have a few areas of grass growing in the cracks there. And then we're coming up here to 19, Highway 19. So the intersection of Boyer and 19 here on the west side of the project. So the curb's in good shape through here. We'll have a sidewalk as well as a couple electric poles and the road closure sign. So the sidewalk itself looks to be in pretty good shape. There's a small area here of extra concrete for a drainage area, which looks to be in okay shape, and then you can see 19. So we'll go ahead and pause while we turn around and film the other side. We're at the intersection of 19 and Boyer Street. We are facing to the east, and we're going to capture the north side here of the road. Alright, so you can see there the start of the sidewalk, which looks to be in pretty good shape. There's an Amscot sign. All of that looks to be in good shape. The base you can see is a little bit unlevel. The concrete there also has some cracking throughout. And you can see this tree here is very dead. Looks like it's completely dead. The sidewalk through this section is in good shape. We are coming up on the Amscot building here in the background. Sidewalk looks good through there. The curb looks to be in pretty good condition. Some grass growing through several of the cracks here. The asphalt overall is in pretty good shape, does have some cracking. Coming up on the apron to get into the Amscot building, as well as this Dermatology Partners of Tampa Springs building. The driveway itself does have a little bit of cracking. Looks like it goes all the way across the driveway, but overall it's in pretty good shape. The sidewalk is also in pretty good shape. Utility box there. Some cracking here in the asphalt. Sidewalk is in good shape through here. Next building is Pediatrics, Carlos Hidalgo, MD. So we are at the sidewalk in front of that building. Curb looks to be in pretty good shape. Sidewalk is in good shape as well. And we're coming up on the area where the asphalt has been removed. So asphalt is gone now. You can see this next driveway does have a crack in it. Unit E marked on that door. Crack in the driveway, as well as the painted section of the driveway and the sidewalk. A few cracks. The edges of the sidewalk are also worn. A few scrapes. This is 1021 Boyer. Driveway here is also cracked. Sidewalk looks to be in pretty good shape. We're at the intersection here of Boyer and Japanica. You can see those manhole covers, those manhole boxes. This is Japanica that we're crossing here on Boyer. Sidewalk looks to be in good shape. Driveway here looks to be in good shape. There is a crack there in the sidewalk. The next house here is 1105 Boyer. You can see there the driveway is already cracked on the apron. Crack there on the sidewalk. Curb looks to be in pretty good shape. Coming up on 1107 Boyer. You can see that utility box is nicked already. The sidewalk is cracked there. The driveway is cracked here in front of 1107. Some scrapes also out of that sidewalk. And there is electric pole 1109 marked on it. Sidewalk looks to be in good shape. The driveway, you can see there, it is missing a section of concrete. Driveway itself looks to be in good shape. Sidewalk looks to be in fairly good shape here. A few additional parking areas in front of this building. You can see the grass is overgrown. Now that asphalt is cracked and chipped already. A few parking stops pushed over by the bushes. You can see here in front of this next house, they have some sort of retaining wall, as well as divide at the curb. The sidewalk is cracked as well, and you can see the driveway leading up to their house, which is on a pretty steep incline. The next house here, 1115, does have some cracking in the driveway as well. Sidewalk looks highly weathered, heavily weathered. We're at 1117 coming up here. And this driveway looks to be in okay shape. There is, you can see, a little bit of displacement up there near the truck where those panels come together. You can see that retaining area under that sidewalk is missing some dirt. The utility box with the sand and that electric pole there. You can see here that there is a permit and electric box there on that pole, and this tree is already sawed in half, and there's a pretty steep incline here on the sidewalk, and this is in front of 1121. There's also plywood boarding up that garage, the left side of the garage. Sidewalk itself looks to be okay. The driveway itself looks to be okay. It does have a lot of stains. The asphalt is cracked, you can see here on the right side. And now we're on up to 1123 Boyer. You can see that area of road or sidewalk is chipped. The curb is cracked. The driveway itself looks like it's in okay shape. Does have some wear on it. And then the sidewalk area here, you can see the base is lifted in front of this house. And then we're coming up here on the intersection of Jasmine and Boyer. So again, we're at the intersection of Jasmine and Boyer, facing to the north, traveling here to the east. We'll go ahead and pause while we move over to that next road. Now we're at the intersection of Lime Street and Jasmine. And so we're going to be facing to the south, traveling to the west. And so we'll go ahead and we'll start here. The sidewalk looks to be in good shape. And then our first TCO pole here on this street, 649288, looks to be in good shape. And this is 1124 Lime. So you can see there is a lot of sand already on this road. The curb looks to be in good shape here. Very sandy. There's some cracking here on this first driveway. The next pole is 1124. You can see the sidewalk does begin there, and it is in good shape. The driveway here does have a section that has been replaced, and there's some cracking here in the middle of the driveway itself, and this is at 1122 Lime. Sidewalk appears to be in good shape. The mailbox is in good shape there. crack there in the concrete. And this is the next electric pole, 1120. Mailbox is in good shape. You can see there's an area that looks like it's dug around there. Next driveway looks to be in good shape here. Sidewalk is also in good shape. Sidewalk is in good shape. You can see the pathway leading up to the door does have a lot of grass growing in the cracks there. The curb looks to be in okay shape. Next pole here, VZ1114, looks to be in good shape. You can see the utility flags there. Everything looks to be in good condition. Sidewalk looks to be in pretty good shape. The curb does have a few cracks in it. Another utility water box. You can see the cracking there on the apron and some cracking there in the driveway itself. And please note that the roof above the garage does have a tarp and boards on it. And that's 1114 Lime Street. Sidewalk appears to be in pretty good shape. The edges are chipped. We have an asphalt driveway here beside this electric pole. Electric pole looks to be in good shape as well. This asphalt drive is in good shape. It does have a little bit of cracking here on the right side near the sidewalk, and you can see those sidewalk panels are very unlevel. So here's the driveway in front of 1106 Lime. Several cracks throughout it, and it does appear to be for sale. Mailbox looks to be in pretty good shape. Sidewalk appears to be in pretty good shape. Now, behind this tree, there is a section that looks like it has a 2-inch or so lift on it. The next light pole or electric pole is marked 1102. It does have some spray paint and flags there. Utility marks there. This yard is heavily overgrown. A lot of sand here on the asphalt. Sidewalk appears to be in pretty good shape. This next driveway here is also heavily cracked. And that's 1100 Lime Street. Sidewalk does have some cracks, and you can see the barricade marks as well as the road closed sign. So we'll do our best to film through here. A lot of sand here on the road, and you can see the machines there. Does look like an active construction zone. Another electric pole here does have 1022 marked on it, and we did just cross Japanica. So we're at the intersection of Japanica and Lime, traveling here to the west. And so you can see there at this mailbox, the center box, there's a crack already pre-existing, and the parking pad just beyond these signs is already cracked. And this is 1020 Lime. So there's some cracking here on the sidewalk. A large section of sidewalk is chipped. And it does look like the asphalt has been removed from this area. Utility box marked there. Several cracks in the sidewalk itself. You can see a large crack there as well as a piece that is chipped off of the sidewalk. Hole right there next to the curb. coming up here on 1022 Lime. Another electrical pole, which appears to be in good shape. Section where this truck is parked looks to be in good shape. In front of his tires, though, there is a crack. So there is a pre-existing crack on that concrete as well as behind the front tires. This painted driveway also has a crack across, you can see, and some cracking here on the other side. So cracking through those concrete pads. There are some utilities here. You can see the water, and we are coming back up on the asphalt area here. So this part of the road does have asphalt. Sidewalk looks to be in good shape. There's a little bit of spray paint. There's a utility box, a green utility box with a number 3465, which is in good shape. This electric pole marked 8173465 is in very good shape as well. You can see spray paint throughout this right of way. Sidewalk here is in pretty good shape. You can see there's also some fresh sod near this fire hydrant, around this fire hydrant, and then it looks like there might be a drain on the other side of that hydrant. So we are at a driveway here for Kids World of Play. Driveway apron looks to be in good shape. The parking lot looks to be in pretty good shape. You can see here on the right side there is that crack in the apron. Sidewalk through here looks to be in pretty good shape. Asphalt does have some cracking. The driveways here to the trash, you can see that the fenced in area is missing panels. They're laying there on the ground. So that area is heavily cracked. It is missing panels, fence panels, pre-existing. So we are on the back side of a business here. You can see those utilities look to be in pretty good shape. The sidewalk is cracked. You can see a picnic table here. A lot of weathering on the sidewalk area, some spray paint on the sidewalk area. Please note that the base there of the building does have some chipping at the bottom, and this is marked 40737, as you'll see on this door here. Small area of sand between the curb and the sidewalk. Some utilities here on the outside of this business. Everything looks to be in pretty good shape. The curb itself is in okay shape. The sidewalk does have some spray paint and some chipping on the edges. That building does have pre-existing crack marks, which look like they may have been sealed. You can see those crack marks. There's an electric pole 1006 on it. The cracks around the windows. And this is the Allstate building. 167 and 168. 82891 is the Pico number on the pole. There's the sidewalk around the building, which looks like it's pretty new. The driveway, the asphalt driveway, does have some cracking in it. So you can see all those businesses that use this facility. Some cracking here on the curb. Those parking stops are already missing some paint. And we are coming up on the intersection here of Highway 19 and Boyer. So you can see the sidewalk there. This is Lime Street, intersection of 19 and Lime. So you can see there the sidewalk. That power pole is already leaning towards the east. And then there's the intersection there with Highway 19 and Lime. So we'll go ahead and turn around and film the other side. Now we are on Lime Street at the intersection of 19 and Lime, facing to the north, and we're going to be traveling here to the east. So you can see that area of sidewalk is already dipped and does have some cracking here at the intersection of 19. And so we'll go ahead and we're going to continue towards the east, facing to the north. So So this is the lot for Lake Tarpon Church of Christ. They do have this divider fenced area. No curb on that side. Or if there is a curb, it's heavily overgrown. So it is basically just a lot. There's the curb, so you do see some spray paint there, some green spray paint. And there's some chipping here on the curb itself. And you can see that church building in the background. And there is already one of these panels down, so you can see that one piece of fencing down. No true apron or driveway here. Looks like it's just gravel area with an electric pole right here. No markings on it. Curb looks to be in pretty good shape. Another piece of this fence is pushed over. Asphalt through here is a little bit cracked. You can see this parking area is heavily used, heavily worn. Curb looks to be in pretty good shape. And there is another manhole structure. And we are now on a section that the pavement has been removed. So we just went from pavement to no pavement here. So you can see curbs in pretty good shape. This is an empty lot. Looks like it's a staging lot for MTM. Some down limbs here for these trees. Extra signs. Looks like a bit of a debris pile and some piping. And you can see the fencing here. And then an electrical pole, which is in good shape. So we are at the intersection here of Lime and Japanica. We're crossing over Japanica. So you can see there, that area, the asphalt has also been removed. And so we are at the next house here on Lime. Stop sign is already pushed over a bit. Spray paint on the sidewalk itself. And this is 1101 Lime. Sidewalk is uneven. Doesn't look like there is a driveway for this house. You can see the sidewalk is heavily weathered. Some utility boxes. Driveway is cracked. Asphalt looks like it's in okay shape. Sidewalk is also spray painted and does have some cracking. Driveway is also cracked. this is 1103. So utility flags there. The roadway and the curb appear to be in pretty good shape. Sidewalk is also in pretty good shape. It does have a little bit of scraping. The edges have a little bit of wear to them, but overall in good shape. Sidewalk is in pretty good shape, very weathered. You can see the water box here beside the concrete. That's 1107 lime. 1109 is this next house here. You can see some chipping on the edges here of the apron. Sidewalk, or the driveway itself, does have a crack there across the middle. You can see the water utility marked there, as well as that PVC pipe at the base of the tree. Fence is leaning over back there. For this next driveway, there is no apron. Looks like it's gravel to a concrete pad. And the concrete pad does have some grass growing up there in a joint, as well as some cracking. This is 1111 and 1113 lime. Mailboxes look to be in good shape. And once again, on this driveway, no apron. Looks like some gravel to a concrete pad. And it does look like there is a joint there and some discoloration on the concrete itself. Another electric pole with utilities at the base and a roadwork ahead sign. Somewhat of a vacant lot there. This next driveway looks to be in good shape, does have some scrapes, especially when you get close to the house. This is 1115 Lime Street. The curb looks to be in pretty good shape. The driveway is in the mailbox is in great shape. The driveway overall is in pretty good condition. A few chunks out of the curb. This next house you can see does have a tarp over it, and that's 1125 Lime. Curb does have some scrapes. There's a lot of sand here on this portion of asphalt. Driveway looks to be in okay shape, does have some cracks. The sidewalk also does have some tracks. Mailbox, you can tell there's missing paint at the bottom. And then we're at the intersection here of Jasmine and Lime. So you can see the sidewalk there, heavily weathered, that electric pole in good shape. So we'll go ahead and pause while we move to that next street. All right, so now we are on Oakwood Street and we are facing to the west, traveling to the west, facing to the south. First thing I do want to note is that Tico pole 6492887 there on the corner. We'll go ahead and we'll proceed down the roadway here. And that was Jasmine Street that we were starting at. Curb does have a few chunks missing. Driveway here on Oakwood Street, the first driveway, looks to be in pretty good shape here. This is 1130. Sidewalk also looks to be in pretty good shape. Now we're at 1122. Driveway is also in pretty good condition. Sidewalk's in good shape. It's electric pole 1122. (1112) is this next house number. No driveway there, just gravel. No concrete driveway, just a gravel driveway. Curb is also pretty worn in this area. There's the utilities there before the sidewalk picks up. This next mailbox is in good shape. Driveway is cracked as well as the sidewalk. It's 1118 Oakwood. Driveway is cracked as well. Sidewalk is cracked. Curb is also already worn. Right of way is worn. Heavily cracked sidewalk here. T-Cole pole 8002712. Curb looks to be in pretty good shape here. Next house is 116 Oakwood. And that driveway you can see is spidered there, the concrete. So several cracks. You can see the utilities here. Some sand here in the right of way. Here is a drain, which looks to be in okay condition. Concrete does have some cracking. Curb looks to be in pretty good shape. Looks like the machines turn around over here. Shopping cart. And you can see the guardrail beginning. Another drainage area. Concrete pretty fractured around it. Curb is cracked. Another Mill-Limit spray paint on the sidewalk, or on the asphalt. Asphalt through here is cracked as well. The guardrail looks to be in good shape. The fence on the other side looks to be in good shape. The curb does have some cracking on it. See the manhole here. Looks to be in good shape. Sand over in the right-of-way, looks like people use it as a parking area. Asphalt's cracked, the curb is also pretty cracked. here on the intersection of US 19 and Oakwood. So the main thing to note here on the southbound side of Oakwood is the curbs are all heavily cracked. Section here. There's the sidewalk, which looks to be in pretty good shape, and US 19. So I'll go ahead and pause while we turn around so we can feel the other side. So we are now at the intersection of Oakwood and US 19. Facing to the north, we're going to be traveling to the east. So you can see there a couple of electric poles, which are in good condition. Sidewalk appears to already be cracked, as well as the stop sign already pushed over. So we'll go ahead and we'll continue on our way here. So the curb here is cracked. You can see that. This is Mugs and Jugs Sports Bar, as well as Jimmy John's, US Gold and Silver, a few of the businesses in this plaza. Parking lot does have some cracking in the asphalt. Utility pole here, which I do not see a number on. Parking lot's in good shape. Curb itself does have some chipping and some cracks. You can see the beginning here of the sidewalk, which is in good shape. Tico pole 7699057, which is also in good shape. The next pole 7474529, in good shape. Some cracking here on the curb. The sidewalk is in good shape. You can see that one area looks like it might have been patched. And we are on the other side here of Kids World of Play. Some concrete here in this right-of-way. Sidewalk's in great shape. The apron here looks like it is cracked. The curb you can see heavily cracked. Sidewalk is in great shape through here. There's a manhole in the street, which is also in good shape. Some cracking in the curb behind it. Sidewalk's in great shape. Asphalt itself does have some cracking. We're coming up on 1021 East Oakwood. So you can see mailboxes are in okay shape. Some cracking here in the asphalt, a pretty steep pitch for this parking area. And then 1023 is this next building, which is Oakwood East Apartments. So you can see the retaining area there. The sidewalk does have some cracking. That dividing wall also has been patched. This fence looks like it is in pretty good shape. Sidewalk does have some cracking in it. We are coming up on Japonica Avenue, Oakwood Street and Japonica Avenue. This is the intersection. You can see the drainage there. So this section, the asphalt has been tore up. So you can see the detour road closed signs. You can see the fence for this next house. Fenced in area. This is 1101 Oakwood. Sidewalk here is completely crushed on the corner. You can see that utility mark. There's a PVC pipe coming out of the sidewalk. All of that sidewalk is heavily crushed. This driveway is cracked. You can see some large cracks there, both on the apron and the driveway itself. Mailbox is in good shape. Sidewalk in front of the house appears to be in okay shape. Fences are heavily overgrown here. Some grass growing between the cracks here in the sidewalk. And there is a manhole there. Sidewalk's in pretty good shape. This street sign is pushed forward, so it is leaning to the east. Roadwork sign. You can see a couple of electrical poles as well as a drain. You can see the edge there of the drain. You can see the rebar. There's the manhole. T-code number on this pole, 2676019. This next house does not have an apron before the driveway. The driveway looks like it is in good shape. Curb appears to be in good shape as well. Next house is 1103 Oakwood. Or goodness, that was 1103 Oakwood. Now we're at 1117. You can see the sidewalk picks up. Some grass growing in between some of the cracks. Curb has some cracking. Sidewalk has cracks as well as the driveway. And that was 1117. Next house is 1105. Sidewalk here is in good shape. T-code pole 2675988. Sidewalk is in good shape. The curb is cracked. There's a sewer manhole there, which is in good shape. Next house, 1107. Sidewalk in front of it's in great shape. You can see the driveway here. The apron is in good shape. A few cracks in the driveway itself, but overall it is in pretty good condition. Sidewalk's in good shape here. Curb itself is cracked. Driveway for 1109 is in pretty good condition. I do see a few cracks. Sidewalk overall is in good shape. Curb is in good shape. Asphalt itself does have a little bit of cracking on it. 1111 is this last house here on Oakwood, and this is at the intersection of Oakwood and Jasmine. Sidewalk is in great shape. Mailbox is in great shape. Asphalt itself does have a little bit of cracking. And we are at the intersection here of Jasmine and Oakwood Street. So we'll go ahead and pause. We're going to record Jasmine and Japonica next. So now we are at the intersection of Lime and Japonica. We are traveling to the north, facing to the west. And so we'll go ahead and we'll begin traveling to the north here. So this is the staging lot for MTM contractors. And this area of asphalt is removed. So you can see there. see where they go in and out of this lot. Some manhole covers there, manhole units, some utility flags. Their water truck. The curb through here looks to be in good shape. The right-of-way is a little rough. There is electric box, which appears to be in pretty good shape, just worn. Coming up on Boyer, so we're at Japonica and Boyer, traveling to the north, facing to the west. So you can see those utility poles we referenced a bit earlier, that area of overgrowth. And there's our street, so it's Boyer Street that we're crossing here. Again, this area of asphalt has been removed. Sidewalk through here looks to be in okay condition. Some of the manhole units here. Spray paint on the curb. Parking area in front of these units, asphalt is heavily cracked. Asphalt, we are back on asphalt, and it is cracked as well. The sidewalk is heavily weathered. It does look like it has a few cracks, but overall it's in pretty good condition. The next driveway here, asphalt is quite cracked. The curb itself looks to be in pretty good shape. There's an electric pole here that's in good condition, as well as utility box. Sidewalk does have some cracking on it. Parking stops there are cracked. Curb looks to be in good shape. And this is 1020 Japonica. Sidewalk again is cracked a few places here. You can see that lift in front of the tree and a rather large crack at the corner here. So we're now at the intersection of Lemon and Japonica. There's a utility pole which is in good shape. All those utility marking flags. So there is Lemon Street in Japonica. So we're crossing Lemon, headed north, facing to the west. You can see those chips out of the sidewalk there and the cracking on the sidewalk itself. Take a look here at this drain. The drain itself, you can see the concrete's quite cracked, but overall it's in good shape. The manhole is in good shape. Sidewalk is in good shape as well. Curb does have some cracking. You can see the concrete has some washout. Here is the driveway to the daycare. It does have some cracking on it. Sidewalk itself looks like it's in pretty good shape here on the right side of the driveway. Coming to another electric pole. This one does not have numbers on it. Some cracking here on the sidewalk. Curb's in great shape. The asphalt does have a little bit of cracking on it. Sidewalk is in pretty good shape. are coming up on the intersection of Japonica and Court. Sidewalk's in pretty good shape. You can see some cracking there, some spray paint, some utilities. Looks like there's the water holes. Crossing over Court Street now on Japonica. Curb is in great shape here. Mill limit spray painted here on the roadway. See the fence. This driveway here is in good shape, as well as the apron. We'll go ahead and we'll follow this up to Tarpon, and then we'll go ahead and we'll get the other side for you. So the curb here, you can see it is a different style curb than was on the rest of the project. It's in fairly good shape. There is a TCO pole sign there, TCO pole 2657113, which is in good shape. And then a relatively new looking drain, a few scrapes on it, but overall it's in pretty good shape. And so this is the intersection here of Japonica and Tarpon. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll pause and we'll turn around and film that other side. Now we are back on Japonica. We are headed southbound and we're going to be facing east, filming the east side of the road. So you can see the stop sign beyond that is Tarpon. And so you can see the curb, and we'll go ahead and we'll continue towards the south. Again, we are facing to the east. So here is a relatively new drain, you can see, which is in pretty good shape. No real legible numbers on that electric pole. Driveway here does have some scrapes, but no cracking. Well, there is a crack, pardon me. In the middle there is a small crack. Curb here is in pretty good shape. Do not see any sidewalk. If there is sidewalk, it's under the leaves and dirt. And we're transitioning back to that flatter style of curb here. Some spray paint markings on the asphalt showing the mill limit sign. So we are crossing over Court Street here at Japonica. You can see some cracking there in the asphalt. And some more cracking here in the curb. And there is some brick pattern with overgrowth. You can see that curb there, which is in great shape. This driveway, I do not see any cracking in it. Again, we're headed south here on Japonica. Now this fence is completely down here, as you can see. Here's a fenced in area. The fence is in good shape. The curb itself also is in pretty good shape. There's a couple manhole pieces. No trespassing sign on that fence. Curb's in pretty good shape. The gate appears to be newer than the fence. And we're coming up on Lemon Street. So we're on Japonica, crossing Lemon here. see the fire hydrant. The curb is in good shape. The wooden fence appears to be in good shape as well. Driveway for this house does have some cracking and scrapes. It's a very large driveway with some very large cracks. Sidewalk is in good shape. Curb also appears to be in good shape. No numbers on that electric pole, but the pole itself is in good shape. There's a PVC pipe sticking up, water box there. Sidewalk here is in good shape. And then we're coming up on the intersection of Boyer and Japonica. Some spray paint there on the sidewalk, some cracking here on the curb. So we are at the area where the asphalt has been removed. Some cracking there on the curb. And we are crossing Boyer here. So we're crossing Boyer, this whole area, the asphalt has been removed. Pardon the bumps there. You can see the utilities marked there. Sidewalk, a lot of overgrowth around it. Looks like the sidewalk stops there. You can see the water meter box. Some debris here in the trees. This entire area, again, the asphalt has been removed. We're coming up on the intersection of Lime and Japonica, which is where we did begin filming the street. See those driveways, dirt driveways, another electric pole, and then this is the end here of Japonica and Lime. So you can see the sidewalk has some spray paint on it. So we're going to pause and we're going to go get Jasmine Street. We are now at the intersection of Jasmine and Oakwood. We are facing to the north. We're traveling to the north, facing here to the west, and so we'll begin here traveling to the north. So you can see the detour sign, the sidewalk, and the driveways here. The driveway is cracked in front of this house, this first house, which I believe is 111. So the sidewalk over here is in good condition. Concrete is cracked there on the sidewalk as well. Tico pole here, 6492889. It's in great shape. That other pole is also in great shape. There's some cracking here in the driveway. Sidewalk's in pretty good shape, and that's at 410. Electric pole's in good shape, as well as the mailbox. And then we are at the intersection of Jasmine and Lime. So you can see the sand there in the roadway. Sidewalk is in good shape here. And there is the drain, which is also in good shape. Has some cracking on it. And a new section of concrete sidewalk. Curb is also heavily worn. Does have some scrapes on it. And that fence also has some damage, pre-existing damage. Sidewalk through here is in good condition. The cinder blocks there, you can see a few have some damage. The curb through here does have some damage as well. The sidewalk appears to be in good shape. Some cracking there on the curb near the sidewalk. And this is Boyer and Jasmine. Crossing over Boyer on Jasmine. Sidewalk is in good condition here. You can see the driveway does have some cracking throughout. Sidewalk is also cracked. A few more cracks here on the sidewalk. Some washout under the sidewalk. Some more washout. Crossing Lemon Street here on Jasmine. See the road work ahead signs, the sidewalk there. Some cracking here on the sidewalk. Asphalt through here does have some cracking, but overall it's in good shape. This driveway is cracked. Some cracking here in the roadway. We are at the intersection of Jasmine and Court Street. Fire hydrant, there's some cracking here on the sidewalk, but overall it's in good shape. Some cracking there in the curb that runs through the road, that section. Cracking as well on the curb here. Then we'll go ahead and we'll pause. We'll turn around and we'll film the next section here, the last section. Resume filming here on Jasmine. We are facing to the south, traveling to the south, facing to the east. And so that first driveway here, no cracking. There is some growth between each of those joints, and the curb itself is cracked. The sidewalk picks up there and is in good shape. So we're crossing over Court Street here on Jasmine. Some cracking there in the roadway. You can see the curb does have some weathering, some cracking. The sidewalk is weathered, but overall it is in good shape. You can see the fence there is missing the top of a few boards. Some cracks in the sidewalk here. Electric pole with the numbers 115 on it. It's in good shape. Curb's in good shape. There's a few cracks here in the sidewalk. There's a few cracks there in the curb. Sand and grass overgrowing the sidewalk here. We are at the intersection of Lemon Street. You can see that area of roadway missing around those utility pipes. Overall, this road is in pretty good shape. Sewer manhole just passed, also good shape. 2-1 on that pole there. Sidewalk is in good shape. Curb is missing a few areas of concrete. Fence beyond the curb is in good shape. This little work shed does not have solid roof. Next pole, number 17. Sidewalk does have a few cracks. This fence is in great condition. The curb is in great condition. We're at the intersection here of Boyer and Jasmine. See some scraping there on the curb. The roadway does have a few cracks. Electric pole 301 here. Sidewalk is in pretty good shape. Curb is also in pretty good shape. Fencing is also in good shape. Electric pole, not seeing any numbers there. Sprinklers are going for this house. Sidewalk's in good shape. The driveway itself is in good shape as well. And we're at the intersection of Lime and Jasmine. A lot of sand here on this roadway. Another electric pole, which is in good shape. A few electric boxes and meters, also in good shape, as well as that fire hydrant. It's a sewage pumping station here. T-code number on that electric pole is 8492928, which is in great shape. Fence appears to be in good condition as well. Curb is also in good condition. There's another electric pole. 421 is the number on there. And we're coming up on Oakwood Street, which will be the last intersection that we'll be filming today. There's another electric pole and fence. Curb area, and then you can see Oakwood Street there in the background. So again, at the intersection of Jasmine and Oakwood. And that will conclude our filming for this project here in Tarpon Springs.